Kansas City has a wealth of historic places that tell our story, fuel our economy, define our sense of place, and offer a legacy for future generations. But many of them are in urgent need of intervention. Historic Kansas City's Most Endangered Places program advocates for and saves irreplaceable historic buildings and sites at risk of being lost to neglect, demolition, economic downturns, bad public policy, lack of funds, or encroaching development. Updated annually, the list is intended to provide exposure for the value and plight of these historic resources, in the hope that interested parties within the community can come together to provide concepts and solutions, which will return these assets to a vital use, while preserving their historic character. Now, please watch this episode of Historic Kansas City's Most Endangered Places for 2020 and 2021. Kansas City's African American community has a rich and long history. Yet, many significant sites have been lost and other sites remain at risk. The following are just a few select examples. Designated as a City of Music by UNESCO, 18th and Vine is internationally recognized as one of the cradles of jazz music. Many notable jazz musicians of the 1930s and 1940s made 18th and Vine their home base. Since the 1990s, when redevelopment efforts began, several historic buildings have been lost and many more sit vacant and deteriorating. The district in 1991 was composed of 42 buildings. 31 remain. Those demolished have become parking lots or vacant lots. 11 buildings have been added and some of the city-owned sites are at risk. Public and private investments continue to reinforce the importance of this historic district. With a plan in place to guide 18th and Vine's future, now is an important time to reinforce the city's commitment to restore the historic buildings that remain. This house was purchased by the legendary pitcher, Leroy Satchel Paige in 1967. After a fire in 2018, the house was purchased by the Kansas City, Missouri Homesteading Authority. In cooperation with Historic Kansas City, Santa Fe Area Council, and grants from the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the structure was stabilized. KCMHA will solicit qualifications from developers for the complete restoration of the property, to make it a neighborhood asset that celebrates Paige's legacy. The former home of Sarah Rector, the first black female millionaire, who entertained guests such as Duke Ellington, and many others, has sat vacant for years. It is now owned by the United Inner-City Services, who is actively exploring its restoration. Currently, they await news of 2 grants to assist with remediation and master planning. A National Register nomination is pending. By listing African American heritage sites, we hope to bring further awareness to the challenges facing these sites, and to encourage others to reach out and partner with those who champion them. Historic Kansas City works with partners across the community to save endangered places. Advocate for better policy, educate the public, and enrich our community. Help us mobilize support for their preservation. If you'd like more information about these endangered places, you'll find it at our website at historickansascity.org. Together, we can impact Kansas City neighborhoods and save the places that matter to us all. Support Historic Kansas City. We're all in it together.